Hey, what's up guys? It's Neo here. Just got a quick video. Well, not really a quick video. I don't really know how long this is going to take. So a friend of mine on YouTube just recently started doing a real talk series. Basically, all it is that she, talks about real stuff that's going on in her life or just past events or anything like that. Recently, she just did one about her least favorite relationship that she's had. And I've wanted to do a real talk kind of series or just talk about whatever I feel like in general. I mean, yeah, I could do it because it's my channel. I can do whatever I want with it. But I do want to keep you guys entertained. It's not like I want to bore you to death or something like that. But I feel like a real talk series could actually be beneficial to me because it's almost like venting, so it lets you talk about whatever you feel like. And if some of you want to know more about me or just just have something entertaining to watch, I guess, then just watch this. You don't have to if you don't want to, but I mean, because it could get kind of boring. But what I'm going to be talking about basically is the same thing. Me and how I am, who I am, kind of, and my kind of thing with girls. Just, I don't know. I'm just going to kind of explain my relationship experiences. Basically, I've only had 3 girlfriends. That might seem like a little bit, not that much, especially for me being, almost 18 and stuff. But it's the truth. I mean, my first relationship wasn't. A lot of people might see it as not being really a relationship because it kind of happened in 4th and 5th grade, and I guess that's kind of the truth. But when you're actually in the relationship and it matures you and you see how it matures you, then you actually, you consider it to be a real relationship. And that relationship I considered to be real. I mean, it wasn't the best, and I didn't do as much as I do now, but it still counts in my heart. I still believe that it counts in my heart. But that one was with a girl named Kayla. I don't know. Kayla was I'd known her since she was in kindergarten and I was in 1st grade. Because when I moved out here, I was going into 1st grade, and so Kayla, I actually punched her in the face and knocked her. Did I knock her teeth out? I don't think I knocked her teeth out. Yeah, it was not a great way to start off my friendship with Kayla. I think she was saying that she told me she told me when we started dating, she's like, do you remember that? And I was like, I don't remember that at all. And then when I try to really think about it and go back about it, I kind of remember that. I remember punching someone when I was in 1st grade, and it was her, because we were in the same schools out, after school and before school kind of recreational thing, and there's 2 gyms, or there was 1 gym, but it was there was a wall that blocked it off, so the other side you would go, and play kickball or whatever, and she was just being a total I don't know what she was being. She was just being annoying. She was doing that kind of thing with a girl hates on the guy, but really she's flirting or whatever. But I didn't know that. I was freaking 6 years old, so she got annoying, so I tried to fake punch her. I ended up punching her in the face. So that was a good way to start off that friendship. But then later on, in 4th grade and everything, we start talking again, and I start to remember who she is, and I really enjoyed her company, so we started hanging out. And a lot of times we would go to her grandpa's house because her grandpa, she was usually always at his house, and it was just it was a nice small relationship, a good starter relationship, I guess. But it was kind of awkward because I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a car, I didn't have money, so it was what should I do? Most of the only thing that we could do is hang out. And I mean, I remember when I had my first kiss was in her room in her grandpa's place. And her cousin is actually passed away now. Something to do with drug or whatever. She was 14, so it's not it's not the best subject to talk about. But her cousin was always around us, and and I feel bad for thinking about it now because I wish that I would have been more open to her because she's not around anymore. But she's always around, and it was just kind of annoying. And I guess she even said are you gonna kiss him yet or whatever. And she ended up doing it, and that was kind of that started that relationship. But then time passed and we were still kind of dating. I think it almost lasted a year, almost. And then it just wasn't really going anywhere, and eventually she just kind of ended up calling me one time, kind of crying, and just ended up telling me that we needed to break up, and I had no idea why. and yeah, so that kind of broke my heart, and we kind of like for like 4 years, the next 4 years, this was my first love, like this was my first relationship. So as you can see, I was like, you know, kind of attached still, and didn't really know where to go, and didn't think I was gonna love anybody else. And you know, for like 4 years passed, and then finally, and it's just I could never get her to like, you know, tell me that she wanted me. So like, you know, I try and try so hard. I'd always be there for her, be the best friend, be the good guy that I know I can be. And that's what I always see myself as being the good guy. So a lot of the times when you think about it, good guys finish last and stuff, it's like, it's kind of true, because you never can really like get the girl to open up her heart and just explain how she really feels, because she's always like being awkward. Or maybe that's just for me, I just tend to chase those girls a lot, I don't know why. But yeah, she just, you know, I one time I got her to finally say, I know I'm a screw up, but I really want to try again. Then like the next very 2 days, I ran into Kaylee. Even now, I want to be with her, but I've decided now I'm giving up. I just, you know, there's a story behind that, but I'm giving up. It's just that Kaylee was the one. Like, she really was the one. The one flaw that she had was that she never would tell me what was wrong with her. She was basically like an upgraded version of Kayla, and you know, like everything was upgraded, body wise, attitude wise. Just the only thing that was the same was that she wouldn't, you know, tell me what was wrong. She never told me what was wrong. And you know, we dated for like 6 months. Everything was going good. I got a little bit more like intimate and stuff, and you know, things were just riding out, and everything was so great. And you know, I feel bad because I never really had the balancing, like, you know, knew how to balance my money for like, you know, stuff that I wanted to do, stuff that I wanted to spend on her. So basically what I did was that I did like smaller things for her, because you know, I didn't know what to do, because I was trying to get this YouTube stuff rolling now, but I was also trying to, you know, be the best boyfriend I could be for her. And I don't really think she minded that. I mean, I know a lot of girls probably would, but she was like, you know, like I said, chill. And it was just that we got really close and got attached. And you know, I got attached to her brother and her dad. I remember the first time I called her and asked her out, and her dad was like, well, like it was like the real time that we went out. Like we went to go see a movie together. We saw Scott Pilgrim. Hell yeah. But like I remember when I asked her, and her dad was like, I don't know. I could hear him in the back. I don't know. The only reason why I'm gonna let you go is because your brother gave me a good report or whatever. And I was so scared. And like I remember when I went to go drop her off and pick her up, and it was just, you know, awkward being around him. Now her dad loves me. Her dad will even let me come spend the night if I feel like it. And what dad, like, you know, lets you do that? And he's still chill with me. Like, I don't know. It's just I don't get to talk to him or her brother very much, and which just disappoints me. I saw him at PAX Prime because they actually got to volunteer like at last minute and start working there. But you know, basically with her is that she ended up doing kind of the same thing. She kind of just like fell off and for no reason told me we needed to break up. And eventually she always gives me different explanations why she broke up with me. The main one was kind of more serious. I'm not going to get into it because it was really serious. I told, you know, Cheesy, if you're watching this, I told you about that. But you know, it really rubbed me the wrong way. And then again, the next thing you know, this whole year has gone by. Junior year was like complete waste of my time because I was trying to get her back, and now she's gone through like 2 boyfriends. Something personal, she did lose her virginity to another person. It was kind of awkward for me, and it's just like why couldn't that be me? Like I thought that we were going somewhere, and you know, I thought that we weren't gonna be your typical high school relationship, but that's what I guess it ended up being. And just kind of moved on. I mean, basically, same situation as Kayla, just a little bit more prolonged, and it was just more special. I still feel this attachment. I still feel this need to be by her side and like help her. I don't know what it is, and I can't explain it on camera or any amount of like rambling through it, especially not with like, you know, the limited time I have. But I think you get the gist of the idea. And then the third final relationship, try to do this real quick. Gracie, that's my third girlfriend. We dated for like, if you can even consider her my girlfriend, we dated for like maybe almost a month, but we had been talking for like a long while. Gracie liked me back in like 4th grade, and I was occupied with somebody else back then, so I didn't really notice her. But she found me on Facebook, and we just started talking again and stuff. And we talked for a while, got to know each other better, and I got to notice that she was more like a Christian and really into that kind of stuff. And eventually it came down to the point where she was like, okay, if we really want to date, and she has a shirt that says this: if you want to date me, you have to talk to my father. And by father, she means Jesus Christ and God and stuff. And I've never really been into that because I've been so much on my own. Like, it's hard to believe in God and everything when you're like rumbling through your life like without any help. So it's like I believe in something, but I don't exactly know if it's there or not. So it's really hard to do that. But I told her, for her sake and for even personal gain for me, I thought about it. I said this could be beneficial for me if I let her lead me into this kind of lifestyle. And so yeah, I said, yeah, I'll go with it. And we agreed on it, and everything went good. I mean, we ended up going to the movies one time. That was nice. Cuddled. Cuddled. We even ended up going away with my mom for a 3-day weekend retreat at a condo. Everything went perfect, so great. She was staying upstairs in a different room, of course, but I mean, everything, the whole weekend went nice. I found out that she's really kind of the girl that I like. I mean, she's engaged in like, helping out after dinner, putting the dishes away, which got me more engaged because I never liked to do that stuff. And, like, it was just kind of nice and exciting and relaxing and stuff. And so, I don't know, I just really enjoyed it. And then as soon as we get back, we had agreed that we're probably not going to date because of the fact that she lives, like 3 hours away from me, so it just probably wasn't going to work. And so, I asked her the next day, I was like, is it still okay if I just call you babe or whatever? And she said no. And then I asked her why, and she just kept saying, like, I don't like your attitude or whatever. But what you have to understand is that earlier, before that, I was supposed to, her family was supposed to come pick her up when we got back. My mom drove 3 hours home from where we were at a different place. And her family, not her parents, her family was supposed to come pick her up, and they weren't there. And her family was like, trying to get me to drop her off, but my tabs were out of date. I barely had any gas. My mom was tired. She didn't want to drive her. So I really couldn't do anything. So I told Gracie that, and I said, I can't drive you home. And so, she called her family. The family came, picked her up. They were kind of pissed. And she left. And the next day, she said, I don't want to talk anymore. And I said, why? And she's like, because I don't like your attitude. Because, I'm a princess of God, and I need a guy that's gonna treat me like that. And you couldn't do it. I'm sorry. I don't want to talk anymore. Please don't try to be in contact with me anymore. That doesn't make any sense. That does not make any sense. And it just got me so angry and so depressed. And I don't know, guys. I'm running down to my last minute here. And I guess you get the gist of the idea. This was Real Talk, episode number 1. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this, but I'm going to sign off here before I get cut off. So I'll catch you guys later. I'll see ya.